Hey y'all, it's Woody Overton, your host of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast. And I've got to tell you about Defense Diaries. Now, it's a new true crime podcast hosted by Bob Motta. Okay. Bob is a career criminal defense attorney. But guess what? His daddy was also, and his daddy gifted him 15 hours of never before heard pre-trial interviews with John Wayne Gacy. And listen to me, I'm raw and unscripted. Bob's pretty much the same way. And he's rough and tough, and he tells it just like it is. But these tapes are actually John Wayne Gacy's pre-trial preparation that the defense attorneys were going to do to try to save his life. And Bob has to give the warnings ahead of time because they're that graphic. And John Wayne Gacy goes into every single detail. It's like nothing you've ever heard in the true crime world. And you're getting it from a lifelong professional. And it's absolutely the most intense podcast that you're ever going to hear. I recommend it. I'm actively towards the end of the series now, but I'm telling you, it's got me hooked. If you're a true crime fan, a hardcore true crime fan, go listen to the Defense Diaries on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Download it today. You won't be sorry.
Wow, what an introduction. I'm Bob Motta, and here's just a little taste of what you can expect from Defense Diaries. Welcome to Defense Diaries, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Bob Motta, and this is Season 1, The Gacy Tapes. Throughout this season, I'll be playing excerpts from audio cassettes that contain about 15 hours of pretrial interviews between Gacy and his trial attorneys that, aside from a few minutes licensed to A&E for an American Justice episode, have never been heard by anyone other than his lawyers and myself.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser-cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdowns scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gifts to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. Hey ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through it. Premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
On my 21st birthday, my father gave me what I consider to be one of the strangest and most unique birthday gifts I've ever heard of anyone receiving, which was all of his taped interviews with his then client, infamous serial killer, John Wayne Gacy. He went on to tell me to hold on to them and that one day, maybe, I could use them for something. 31 years later, the tapes still in the original box they were given to me in are now going to be used for something.
You feel that their deaths were their fault?
Yes. There's not one of them that didn't die that I'm aware of that didn't die through their own hands or through their own wrongdoing. Everybody came to my house willingly, understandingly, and knowingly what was going on.
What were your initial impressions when you first met Gacy?
I hated him. I thought he was an arrogant prick.
Conceivable that some of the bodies under the house are women? It's possible, but I don't know. I mean, when all this was going on, how did you feel when you knew there were bodies under there? I'm trying to figure out. How the hell can you feel about something that you don't do? How can I have any feeling about it? Once they were into the ground, they weren't my problem.
Well, there's a new podcast that is re-examining the investigation of serial killer John Wayne Gacy. And in the most recent episode, the host profiles a story about the key evidence in the case that he says isn't the story we've come to know.
We started our interviews with my father, whom I love, respect, and adore. We then interviewed Detective Rafael Tovar. A very nice man, skilled interviewee, and he was a great cop. In a very short period of time, what we were looking for presented itself to us. The truth, well, it started to come out during this interview with Detective Mike Albrecht.
Well, I don't know if it was never brought up that way. So I don't know if that's something I mentioned.
Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes, plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had.
That to you was the first time. I think I said that it was the first time that I ever talked about it. And so who were we to argue with, state's attorneys and all that stuff? So I feel kind of bad about that end of it. There's a gap, and you're leaving that gap open. Who knows what's going to happen, how that's going to come out. So
Mike's interview had left Darren's and my own head spinning. What we had just been disclosed had blown me away. Dave Hackmeister was next. Another great guy. Another guy I have a lot of respect for.
That's a detail, I'm sorry, that I cannot remember. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think Schultz got it out of the garbage. But I didn't know that for a fact.
So our next interview was with Ron Robinson of the Schultz and Robinson surveillance team. And he absolutely 100% confirms what we've suspected. And he helps us uncover the dark secret that has laid dormant for 43 years.
But he said that due to circumstances, we were not to tell anybody about that. So for years, I never mentioned it to anybody. But for that period of time, I never talked about it, told anybody about it.
While Gacy is in the station, the search of his home is conducted by Detectives Tovar, Adams, Kautz, Pikel, Kozenzak, and evidence tech Carl Humbert of the Cook County Sheriff's Police.
If that doesn't show up in my report, then I was unaware of it that night, and nobody spoke to me about anything like that. And we collected the stuff we collected, and that was, we documented it, as we always do, and that was the end of that story.
Sam said I could have killed 100 people. How do I know I didn't kill 100 people? How did I know I didn't do this while I was traveling? Possible, but I don't recall it.
Shit's about to get even weirder. So give Defense Diaries a listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, we know where the body's at. We know exactly where the body is at.